yeah, like it impacted our family by helping us think through different strategies and ways that we as a family can come together around this totally new life that we have in front of us that we didn't expect. I think that it's really helpful to know that the early intervention therapists are really on your team, and that it's really so much about them coming alongside your family and helping your family even know which next steps to take. I think sometimes I didn't even know what was the next thing we should think of, and they're just there to help. I partner with EI professionals in the way that they model and teach me what to do, but then they're only there for an hour a week. And so the rest of the week is really me figuring out what does that look like throughout the day. So for example, with our physical therapy, it's like, what does sitting look like or practicing sitting look like when we're sitting around as a family playing a game or watching a movie? How can I incorporate her practicing her sitting skills while we're just playing as a family? Or for example, with feeding therapy, we're there for an hour working on different exercises with her mouth, but what does that look like throughout the day at different meals as the family sits around at mealtime, that we can talk about the food she's eating. We can have my other children talk about the things that they like about eating. And then also we get to do the oral exercises during a mealtime or during breakfast, during a snack. So it is really trying to figure out the things that we do for that hour therapy slot. What does that actually look like in our day-to-day life when the therapist isn't there? I was pretty hesitant, thinking, how is this going to work? My child has very low muscle tone. How is a physical therapist on a screen going to tell me what to do? And so I pretty much didn't want to do it for a whole year. And finally, just this month, we started live video with early intervention, and it has been incredible. I think there's definitely some skills that the online therapists have learned over the last 2 years that have helped them, just to be able to facilitate that kind of a therapy. And they teach me what to do. And even my daughter sometimes she likes to pretend like she's sleeping when a therapist will walk in. But since it's online, I just put my headphones in and my daughter doesn't even know we're in therapy. It's just me and her playing together, and the therapist talks us through what's the next thing to do. And it's worked out so much better than I could even imagine. One of the most helpful strategies I've learned through EI is how to be an advocate for my daughter. As a new mom with a daughter with a lot of medical complexities and an uncertain future ahead of her, I felt so overwhelmed of knowing how to speak up for her and what to say. And just having a team of therapists that were in my home, knew me, my family, knew our values, they have been so helpful in giving me the confidence to speak up for my daughter and to know what she needs, and even to think through what's the next thing, what doctor should I call, what's the next step, really just helping me feel confident that I do know my daughter better than anyone else.